Hello, and welcome to the first part of week two. So we're going to just jump straight into Unreal Engine here, and we're going to start processing our block out. So what we're going to do is I've just dragged in the SK mannequin here. You'll find that if you just type in, go to your content, you can click on all or click on content and just type in SK underscore. That brings up skeletal mesh, and you can just drag in the mannequin here, and that's perfect for making sure that you're working to the right scale, so you can work out if things are too big or not. So let's delete that, and so we're just gonna start using the the geometry to just block out our basic walls and floors and ceilings. So I'm just gonna start by taking off the scale thing here, so we can just scale freely. And we're just trying to roughly build out the area. Just gonna do this, rotate this. I've also added a directional light just so we can actually see in the scene as well. Now we're not looking for absolute precision here. What we really want to achieve is, again, we're just building out what are the starting point for our environment and how we think it's going to look like at the end point. So I'm just going to scale this out here. I may not talk that much while I'm doing this because I'm trying to concentrate. But so right, so we've got our room, and then we have our other wall, and then we'll just put this here, and we'll have our ceiling. Scale this out. You know, once it doesn't really matter what it looks like on the outside because the player will never see this area, so we don't really have to be too picky about what it looks like. Right, so I have a directional light in here, but delete that and just bring in a point. Super basic. And then because we're using this BSP, we can actually make, if we duplicate this and select this brush type to subtractive, we can use this to build out our doorway. Again, this doesn't have to be pixel perfect, but it's nice to just try and get it right to start. Let's put this guy up against this because this is where it comes in handy. We can see the scale. Pardon me. So we can just scale this down a bit. And then we can duplicate this. Just set this to unlit mode for the time being. And this will be our corridor. It doesn't have to be this length in the real at the end part, but just get it blocked out. Again, I'm just trying to follow the block out that I've done in Photoshop, but sometimes when you're doing things like this, you might get some inspiration as you're making things. You might want to change things up. So again, this isn't perfectly to scale as well. So we have this corridor here, and click on this. We should be able to click on this, yep. And just drag this over here, just to make our other door. And then maybe, which would be pretty cool actually, if we can bring this up here. We can maybe have this entranceway a bit visually a bit more appealing. We can maybe put some windows here. Should be pretty cool. Just drag this over. Okay, so that's actually, it's pretty cool actually. Maybe line this up a bit better. I always like things to be in the center, just because it, to me, it visually it looks a bit more appealing. Let's see, get this, click and drag these brushes here. Maybe just bring this down a bit. It'd be nice to have light coming through these windows. I think that would look really nice. So we'll just do this, turn this around. So this area wasn't originally in the sort of block out plan that I created, but you know, inspiration strikes. You gotta build on it, because it might lead to something pretty cool. So for this room, I was thinking about having our desk area like in the middle here. This will have our typewriters and stuff. I think that would look pretty cool. And then I think I'll want another window here. And then I'll want another window in the middle here as well. Actually, what would be better? I think what would be better would be maybe, no, keep it this for now. We don't want to, sometimes you can get carried away. And that could be a downfall, because you get carried away with stuff you want to make and you never end up making it. So we'll just stick to what I originally designed. 3 mirrors here, and then we'll have our, again, we're just using boxes here. We don't have to be super precise. Maybe like a cabinet here, filing cabinet. Our filing cabinets here. Maybe like a drawer, something, some items in it. And then, you know, one of our assets was the cork board. Maybe the cork board could be up here. Scale this down. Be up here. Let's just refer back to the plan. So we'd have the item chest. Have our item chest over here. It's quite chunky, so let's put this here. And then well, I've got some more cabinets then. So really, you know, we're making these cabinets. We can put a lot of detail in them because they're going to be used quite a lot. So they're going to be used a lot in the environment. So maybe this is a smaller cabinet because it's beside the chest. Right. So this is our desk, and then maybe we'll have our chair here. That's kind of, it's very blocky. Maybe it may be hard for you to maybe visualize that, the sort of the end game of this, but using these techniques, these of like blocking out an area, can sort of give you a really nice way of just visualizing your ideas from 2D to 3D. And I think that it gives you something just to work off. And again, if you know, it's really quick to change your plans. And like I've done here, I'll just bring this light in here. You know, you can stuff kind of comes to you as you're as you're building it. Let's see, really change this light to spotlight. And you know, what if the light's coming through here and it's making these nice shadows on the wall? I think that would look pretty cool. Nice dramatic shadows lighting up the doorway, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so creating your block out in Unreal Engine first is definitely a strong skill to have, and this is obviously super basic. Year one might even look a bit different for how you plan to interpret the end piece. And that's perfectly fine, but you know, this just goes to show you that if you can plan out your environment in Unreal Engine, and it might save you some time later on because you already have that sort of basic visualization down. So let me just set this, put the camera here.